Welcome to Northland Basketball, presented by Sports Zone Radio. Exclusive coverage of Navajo Nation and White Mountains varsity basketball online at sportszone123.com and on the Sports Zone Radio smartphone app. And now, it's time for Northland Basketball.
Everybody, welcome into Northland Basketball. Welcome tonight to Hatch Toyota Arena at Sholo High School. Welcome to our broadcast coverage of the Sports Zone's Game of the Week and Sholo Cougar basketball, where tonight the Show Low Lady Cougars, ranked number 1 in the state, get set to take on the number 23 Holbrook Roadrunners. Welcome everybody to our courtside location at Hatch Toyota Arena. Welcome to this broadcast and the final juxtapositioning of these teams as we get ready for the state playoffs coming up for the Holbrook Roadrunners. What a critical game this is. And how big would it be for Holbrook if they can pull off a big upset against number 1 Sholo? Even if they lose the game, and Sholo has to be the decided favorite going into this one, but even if Holbrook loses the game, the fact that they're playing the number 1 ranked team in the state is going to help them in these final couple of games that they have left. It's going to help them. They want to make sure they finish in some position to make the postseason, if at all possible. And for the Roadrunners on the road here at Sholo tonight, the Roadrunners are playing just their second game in more than a month of time, where they have all of their starters, their main 5 starters that they would be counting on any given basketball night. They've had injuries and illness, and in fact, they do have one of their starters who is playing a little bit under the weather, a little illness tonight for one of the starters. And the other one, Nohia Aberly, such a great post player, one of the best in the state. And Nohia is a little slowed from injury, but it's not going to stop her from playing tonight for the Roadrunners. So for Coach Greg Perkins, it's a big game, and it's a big test to see just where they are against the top of the 3A conference, the number 1 ranked Sholo Cougars, and their 1-loss record this whole season. And for the Cougars, it's a matter of continuing to build on the foundation that they've built already. It's a matter of taking on a quality opponent that they might yet see again in the playoffs. I mean, it could happen. And you would expect that Holbrook is going to get an opportunity to make it to the state tournament, especially, again, playing the number 1 team right here at the end of the year, going to get a bump even if they lose the game. The Roadrunner starters have been introduced to the crowd here at Hatch Toyota Arena. We'll mention them for you here in just a moment after the national anthem. But first, let's get the starters for the Sholo Cougars. There's the junior right there, one of the most dynamic players in Arizona, Raquel Wilson, getting a start. And Mackenzie Coolish, Special K, in the starting lineup like you'd expect. And we're waiting for that game where Mackenzie comes out and does what she does best, where she gets real hot from outside and starts hitting those 3-point baskets. Is tonight that night against the Roadrunners. Also in the starting lineup, Amberlyn Lindsay announced just a moment ago, and there's one of the 3A East top post players, Grace Moore, getting her name announced. And then finally it's Aubrey Wilson. What a starting 5 this Sholo Cougars team has, and it's reflected in the great season record and the fact that right now they are the number 1 team in 3A basketball. Meanwhile, here at the court, it is time for the teams to line up. Time for the presentation of our national anthem. So obviously it was not the national anthem. It was the Pledge of Allegiance, which we all do, don't we? And tonight in this game 1 of the broadcast doubleheader, the girls varsity game, It is the 23-1 Sholo Cougars. Overall record of 23-1. Well on their way to a 30-win season. And it would take, in my opinion, a pretty monumental upset somewhere between now and that 30th win for the 30 not to come for this team. I think they're going to get it this year. But what a season it's been for head coach Christy Francis and the Show Low Lady Cougars. 23-1 right now, ranked number 1 in the state. You've got the Holbrook Roadrunners coming into town, an 8-16 overall record. And we are immediately going to get stoppage, and Dea Guerrero is going to have to change her garment. And so Dea will make the change, and she'll enter the contest. Instead of starting this one, she'll have to come in just a couple of moments. And the Roadrunners are going to bring in a young lady off the bench to start the game instead of Dea. So we'll get to see Dea Guerrero here in just a couple of moments. Bailey Williams starts for the Roadrunners tonight, wearing number 45. Couple of numbers changes, by the way, as you watch the ball go inside to Amberlyn Lindsay. And Amberlyn strikes first, and very quickly for the Lady Cougars as they get the first points of the game right off the opening tip. 2-0 Sholo in front. Welcome into this broadcast of Northland Basketball, everybody. Listening on the radio across the White Mountains on Mix 98 KRFM Sholo, the home of Sports Zone Radio. And, of course, those of you watching on video, thank you for being there. The Sports Zone Radio YouTube channel, Facebook page. If you're watching on the Facebook page, then my recommendation is that you flip on over as you watch Holbrook get their first points of the game now. So Holbrook gets into the scoring as well to even this thing up 2-2. If you're watching on the Facebook page, I always recommend that you go over to YouTube because we have better success in maintaining a completed broadcast with fewer interruptions or fewer technical issues on the YouTube channel. Nice pass inside. Well done. Great pass from sister to sister, the Wilson sisters. And Raquel unable to finish on that after Aubrey fed her with a nice pass in the paint. And then immediately a Sholo foul committed. That's Amberlyn Lindsay picking up foul number 1 on her night, and the first team foul on the Sholo Cougars. A little better than 1 minute into the first quarter, and the Roadrunners having trouble with the ball. Dea Guerrero could not handle that pass. Amberlyn Lindsay steals it, and then there's Nohia Aberly dropping back on defense to steal it right back for the Roadrunners, and then tied up for a jump ball. Holbrook will get the inbound. The Roadrunner starters include Holly Casimiro, Nohia Aberly, I just mentioned a moment ago. Rael Yazi starts this one. There's Dea Guerrero handling a loose ball, scooping it up for the Roadrunners. And then the fifth starter who throws the pass away, and Mackenzie Coolish with the steal, read it beautifully, and the bucket as well by Mackenzie. That other starter is Elena Yazi for the Roadrunners, and they're having a little trouble with this Sholo pressure. Pass inside is tipped away. Aberly battling, controls it to Guerrero, and then outside Rael Yazi for a 3, and that's going to be off the back iron, no good for the Roadrunners. But there is Aberly hanging around inside, and Nohia able to get that shot to go for the Roadrunners. Tie the game again at 4 apiece. So the Roadrunners, in spite of the 8-16 record, well, I just think they're better than that. And they're going to cause a loose ball here, and then it's touched out of bounds. Last touched by Aubrey Wilson. Aubrey, she was trying to fake out the referee there near the sideline. She touched it last, but then didn't give a chase because she knew she couldn't get to it. And she was trying to see if she could psych the official into giving them possession. They couldn't. And then look at Raquel Wilson and Grace Moore combining to block the shot of Holbrook on the baseline. And the Cougars have the ball back into the corner. Mackenzie Coolish touch pass inside. Grace Moore unable to finish. And it's Nohia Aberly with the rebound for the Roadrunners. You see Nohia's right thigh is wrapped up. She's going to give up the dribble right there, and Raquel Wilson could not finish. And then I think Raquel with the body check. They're going to actually call it on Grace Moore. Both those Cougar players were right there on top of the play, and it was Grace that gets credit for the foul. And then Holbrook wants a timeout. Coach Greg Perkins calling for that timeout. We'll take this timeout as well on our broadcast, everybody. You're listening, by the way, on Mix 98 KRFM Sholo. Listening to our broadcast of Northland Basketball. It's presented by the Sports Zone, and we're back right after this.
The team at Beeman Well Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beeman Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beeman Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beeman Well Drilling.
Back to our coverage of Northland Basketball here at the Sports Zone. This is Sholo Cougars basketball, and second quarter gets, well, no, pardon me on that. It was a timeout, wasn't it? Holbrook asked for that timeout, so we continue in the first quarter. And there was a nice dish through the paint, the bounce pass from Aubrey Wilson to Amberlyn Lindsay, and then a Holbrook foul. That's Elena Yazzie picking up the first Holbrook foul of the night. Sholo's got 2 team fouls right now. At the end of the first quarter, they will reset the foul count. Lindsay at the line gets the great bounce. That shot good, making it 5-4. And the Cougars will get, well, not going to get that bounce. I thought that might roll in, might tip in. And then tipped out by Aberly. Possession, Sholo. And the Cougars, who have retaken the lead here 5-4 in the first quarter, will inbound the ball. It's going to doink off of one of the defenders. And then Holbrook comes up with that loose ball. Rael Yazzie got the ball. Elena Yazzie now into front court. And now a pass to Elena behind her. She'll have to scramble and pick it up for the Roadrunners. Bounce pass left side. Dea Guerrero open for a moment. Couldn't get the shot away. Back outside. Elena for 3. And that's going to bound off no good. And a rebound. Aubrey Wilson has it for the Cougars. And Aubrey will bring it into front court. Sholo will set the offense. Looking for the screen. Now Wilson cut off, trying to get to the right baseline. Back outside to Raquel Wilson. She'll try the paint and have it knocked away by Nohea Aberly. She is going to rip it away from Amberlyn Lindsay. And then lose the dribble out of bounds eventually near the right corner. But that was an aggressive takeaway. And those 2 young ladies right there, Nohea Aberly and Amberlyn Lindsay, 2 of the, I would say, stronger players you're ever going to run into out there. And they just got into a little quick wrestling match for the basketball. Nohea got the better of it that time. Sholo's got it back, though. And at the right elbow, Raquel Wilson pulls up back outside to Aubrey Wilson. Going to play catch with Raquel for a moment. And step back. Aubrey dumps it inside. Beautiful set play on the pick and roll. And it was Grace Moore who gets her first bucket of the day, and Sholo gets a 3-point advantage and then a steal. Mackenzie Coolish takes it away for the Cougars before Holbrook can get their offense set. And there's a nice roll to the basket again, and that's just a bread and butter play, post play to Grace Moore. Similar to what we saw a moment ago. She just came out like she's going to set a screen and then rolled to the basket. Got a pass from Coolish to make that shot. Then Sholo stole the inbound, but unable to connect on that. And a long pass up the floor stolen by Coolish. Sholo is having their way defensively with Holbrook right now. There's a shot from 3, no good for Aubrey Wilson. And then a push and a Sholo foul. Just into the game is Jordan Boyce, and Jordan committed a foul just as she came into the lineup for the Cougars. Also, Holbrook will bring in a couple of new ladies. Kalia Chi is into the game, and so is Maya Francisco. Maya Francisco has checked in for the Roadrunners. Holbrook's got it. Francisco out top to Dea Guerrero for a three-point try. That's no good for Dea. And it's rebounded by Mackenzie Coolish. Sholo's got it. Run up the floor, and Mackenzie stops in the paint, and she's got the little bunny shot. It's good. Got the nice roll. And for Coolish, her second bucket early on in this game. And then Holbrook loses the ball out of bounds, lost the dribble out of bounds with 2:15 on the clock in the first quarter. And Holbrook wants another timeout. Gonna have to get another one and try to settle the ladies down. Right now it's Sholo 11, Holbrook 4. This 30-second timeout. Back in a moment with more Northland Basketball right here at the Sports Zone.
You may qualify for free internet with Choice NTUA Wireless. If you already have Choice Tribal Lifeline, then you may also qualify for a free home internet connection with the Affordable Connectivity Program. Visit one of our Choice NTUA Wireless locations nearest you to get started. Give us a call at 928-730-2273 or go online now to choice-wireless.com/ACP and get qualified for a free internet connection today. Choice NTUA Wireless. Navajo owned, Navajo proud.
Two minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So we bring you back to Northland Basketball right here at the Sports Zone, and Jordan Boyce is going to get roughed up a bit by Nohea Aberle for Nohia's first foul of the game. And that'll be team foul number 2 on the Roadrunners. Inbound, intercepted. Trying to get the ball underneath to Coolish on the inbound. Sholo throws it away to Dea Guerrero with the interception. And the Roadrunners getting back into it, and a big three. Knocked down by Dea Guerrero. That's going to cut this to a 4-point Sholo lead. And look at the speed of Mackenzie Coolish going around Guerrero. Went around her. I thought she might pull up at the baseline, but the lane was open, so she went all the way in to get the layup. Speedy, and now more defense by Sholo. Jordan Boyce picks up a loose ball. Up the left wing, Coolish pulls up, and her jump shot is off the mark. There's Jaylee Boyce with the rebound, and she'll bounce one inside. Nohea Aberle steals it for the Roadrunners. And she is fouled as she brings it up into front court. Coming up from behind to try to take the ball away, it's Jaylee Boyce, and Jaylee's got her first foul of the game. That's the 4th team foul on Sholo. Sydney Stahl has checked in for the Cougars. Stahl in off that bench. Also, Madison Dazen in the game for Sholo. So they've got just one starter remaining on the floor. That's Mackenzie Coolish. The Boyce twins, Jordan and Jaylee, are on the floor right now for Sholo. And here's the ball that gets kicked out of bounds. And they'll say that it was Holbrook that last touched it out. Finding over there, Kalia Chi was there. And between her and Sydney Stahl, that thing got knocked out of bounds. And Sholo's got it back with a 13-7 advantage in the first quarter. Inbound, and it's Raquel Wilson. Up the floor, Jordan Boyce. Return it to Raquel underneath. Trying to get the reverse. Can't do it. Slips a pass outside. And that is going to go out of bounds. Holbrook will have possession. Well, you know, Sholo, a little risk reward on the way they distribute the ball. There was a lot of, and they played together a long time, so they know each other well. There's a lot of kind of telegraphing the passes. Holbrook throw one away and give it back. A turnover by the Roadrunners, and they have a number of those here in the first quarter. Have not taken well enough care of the basketball in the opening stanza here. Less than 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. But Sholo does a lot of blind passes, wraparound passes, no-look passes. They do a lot of that stuff, and it works out well for them. They get a lot of points off of that, but they also turn it over from time to time. It's a shot inside, no good by Raquel Wilson. Rebound, Sydney Stahl couldn't make it. Rebound again for Sholo. That's Jordan Boyce. Gets the 2 and the foul. Under the basket. It's Kalia Chi of Holbrook that committed the foul. count the bucket for Jordan Boyce, and she is going to go to the foul line. If I were to estimate who on this team has made the most improvement, this Sholo team, going back a full year, going back to last year, unquestionably, it is the young lady at the free throw line right now. This is Jordan Boyce completing the three-point play, and she's good on that one. Make it count. Inbound for Holbrook, down 16-7 with 15 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Cross-court pass right side. The three is on the way. That's going to be bounding off the back iron. No good for Holly Casimiro. Rebound Holbrook with 3 seconds remaining. Gotta shoot it. And it's not going to get away in time. Aberle unable to pull the trigger in time to beat the buzzer. And the first quarter ends with Sholo comfortably in front, 16-7. Number 1 taking on number 23. And the top-ranked Lady Cougars with the big advantage as we head out to break here. Stand by for the second quarter, everybody. Back in a moment with more Northland Basketball, presented by the Sports Zone.
With Choice NTUA Wireless, you can work, stream, surf, and play with the full power of our broadband service. We have expanded our network for more coverage and improved internet plans for your home. Visit one of our Choice NTUA Wireless locations nearest you to get started. Give us a call at 928-730-2273 or go online now to choice-wireless.com/broadband and order your home internet connection today. Choice NTUA Wireless. Navajo-owned, Navajo proud.
Holbrook Family Dentistry is a proud partner of Sports Zone Radio's Northland Basketball. They've been serving Holbrook and the surrounding area since 2000, and they cheer for all our local teams and love it when the North succeeds. Holbrook Family Dentistry's 3 dentists are all general dentists from our local area, so they can perform most type of procedures in-house. They pride themselves on their ethics and kindness and genuinely love working with the communities of Northern Arizona. Come see us at Holbrook Family Dentistry on Iowa Street in Holbrook or call 928-524-6854.
Big thanks to Holbrook Family Dentistry for their sponsoring partnership of Northland Basketball here at the Sports Zone. And out on the floor, Madison Dazen. Not sure if you've got a look at that on video, but Madison able to get the first points here of the second quarter for the Show Low Lady Cougars as the top-ranked team in the state goes ahead 18-7 over the always tough Holbrook Roadrunners. Holbrook came in with an 8-16 mark, and that's not normal for the Roadrunners. They've been hurt a lot, injured a lot, and this is, as I said at the start of the game, only the second game in more than 1 month that the Roadrunners have had their entire starting lineup out there. One of those young ladies is slowed by injury, and the other one, there's another lady, the lady right there with the basketball. Dea Guerrero's a little bit under the weather, a little ill. So her shot goes out of bounds. Last touch by Sholo, out of bounds. Well, wanted to mention again that number 5, they're trying to defend the inbound pass. That's Jordan Boyce. And both she and her sister, Jaylee Boyce, the twins, they have really improved a lot in the last year. And they are a textbook case, I would tell you, of what off-season hard work does. I'm just guessing on that. I don't know what they've done in the off-season. But the improvement that they have made, and Jordan's going to pick up a foul right here. She came in from behind and a little aggressive there. Certainly made a lot of contact on that. That's a legit foul, her second of the game. But I just love the improvement that she has made. Her game has really ratcheted up, and it's one of the reasons why Sholo continues to play so well this year, why they're number 1 in the state. It's because they've got some good compliments to the starters coming off the bench, and Jordan has worked her way into the action out there as a starter for this team much of the time. Grace Moore returns to the floor for the Cougars. Sholo in this second quarter has Grace and Raquel Wilson, Amberlyn Lindsay back on the floor. Madison Dazen is out there right now, and so is Jordan Boyce. In the paint, the turnaround, and contact for a foul. The Roadrunners are going to get called, and I think it's Bailey Williams inside it is Bailey trying to defend Grace in the paint. Contact on the forearm there, and that will send Grace to the line for 2 shots. And already early on in the second quarter, Holbrook has their second team foul. Sholo sitting with 1 right now in the quarter, and Grace Moore at the line. Her first attempt, no good. 6:53 on the clock, second quarter. Northland Basketball here at the Sports Zone, and Grace Moore unable to connect on the free throw, but rebound Sholo. Rebounded by Raquel Wilson. Now Madison Dazen picks up her dribble. That's not Madison, that's Kelsey Romo. Pardon me on that. Kelsey in the game for Sholo now. Ball in the corner. Dea Guerrero. And she is going to lose it momentarily. That knocked out of bounds by Romo of Sholo. And it will be Holbrook's basketball for the inbound. 6.5 on the clock. Coming up at halftime, the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. Back to it for the Show Low Cougars. Kelsey Romo to Amberlyn Lindsay out near the middle circle out there, and her pass is going to go out of bounds. Back to the Roadrunners. Inbound for Holbrook coming up. Sholo on top, 18-7. 18-7. Welcome back in, everybody, to our coverage of Northland Basketball here at the Sports Zone. And stop play for just a moment. And now Holbrook with the inbound again. Up into front court, Dea Guerrero into the corner for a three on the way. That's Francisco. And Maya unable to connect, but offensive rebound. Elena Yazzie. And there is more great defense by Sholo. Raquel Wilson just took the dribble away. Sholo controls. Up the floor it goes, and Amberlyn Lindsay stops and pops. Big three made by Amberlyn for Sholo, and for the Cougars, just their first three-point bucket today. They lead 21-7. Lindsay made that big three and then just now committed her second personal foul of the game. And Amberlyn will check out with those two fouls. And here comes into the game for the first time today, Reese Perkins. Reese with her familiar headband and knee brace checks in for the Sholo Cougars. Mackenzie Coolish also just came back into the game. And Reese is going to pick up the dribbler, Maya Francisco. Sholo in a, trying to see if I can diagnose the defense. I think they're in a 3-2 right now. And a dribble into pressure. Francisco gets tied up by Perkins. Good job. Good hustle by Reese. Perkins taking full advantage of her opportunity to get into the mix here in this first half for the Cougars. They are in front 21-7. They'll get it back and bring it across with 5 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Shot on the way for three, and it's just a little bit too strong and no good for Aubrey Wilson. Aubrey waiting for her first points of the game so far. Holbrook's got it. Elena Yazzie feeds the corner for three, and that's going to be a little short on the shot attempt by Holly Casimiro. And there is Sholo for another rebound. Well, the Cougars have out-rebounded Holbrook, and they have, and I don't have official numbers here by any stretch, they've out-rebounded them. They forced a number of turnovers, and then they get shots like that. Their second three of the game. It's Kelsey Romo. Kelsey Romo spotting up, knocking it down. And a 24-7 first half advantage for the number one ranked Show Low Lady Cougars. Starting to put on a clinic out there. Ball goes inside to Nohia Aberly. And then to Rael Yazzie for a three-point try from the corner. No good. Casimiro, offensive rebound for Holbrook. And contact on a shot near the paint. Grace Moore, with her foul, will send Holbrook's Maya Francisco to the free throw line. Grace has two fouls in the game, and coach is going to get her off the floor. Coach Francis will send in just a moment Tatum Moore. Tatum Moore to relieve Grace after she picks up her second foul of the game. This is Maya Francisco. Maya's free throw just now gave Holbrook their first point of the second quarter, and we played almost half the period. Second free throw, no good. Rebound, Mackenzie Coolish. Coolish has, I think, 3 rebounds here in the first half. For a guard that's certainly not the biggest player on the floor, pretty good number. Reese Perkins trying the baseline and rejected by Nohia Aberly. There was contact by the other defender. That's Elena Yazzie, her second foul of the game. For Holbrook, they've got now 3 team fouls. So does Sholo, by the way. And that was in the act of shooting. So here is Reese Perkins headed to the foul line. See if she can add something for the Cougars. The first attempt is off the mark. Score sits at 24-8. Sholo in front of Holbrook in this girls varsity game. Reese at the line. Reese Perkins. Well, she is the sister of Cash Perkins, who is, well, at the end of the season was the quarterback for the Sholo Cougars as a sophomore. Well, I mean, I should say he had responsibility as quarterback for much of the season after they lost Nash Brewer. You watch Maya Francisco on video. She just knocked a shot down inside for Holbrook. There's Reese Perkins inside, got the offensive rebound and put it back up and in. Showing a little bit of that Perkins brand of toughness that we got to see from Cash Perkins during the football season. Inside Maya Francisco off the glass, and Maya's got back-to-back baskets for the Roadrunners. She has scored all 5 Holbrook points of the second quarter. We got 3 minutes and 15 seconds till halftime. The Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report on the way. Drive, bounce, Perkins fouled. She's going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. It was Maya Francisco in front of her, and Maya will pick up that Holbrook foul. It'll be team foul number 4 on the Roadrunners with 3 minutes remaining in the quarter. Shot is good. You take another look at the replay on the contact. Perkins perfect on the first free throw and not on the second. Got to be careful. She felt that. She came across the line. The official didn't blow the whistle because the shot wasn't good, but I have a feeling if that free throw went in, she might have been called for the lane violation. There's more Sholo defense. Jordan Boyce steal, long pass, outlet to Perkins. Shot good. Reese getting work done in this second quarter for the Cougars. She scored 5 points in the Sholo second period. 3 on the way for the Roadrunners. Into the game off the bench, Linnea Smith unable to make the shot for the mighty, mighty Roadrunners. Pass underneath. And that's going to go off the hands of Tatum Moore. Tatum in the game. And the pass from Aubrey Wilson will glance off her hands out of bounds. Sydney Stahl checks in for Sholo and replaces Tatum Moore. And on the inbound for the Roadrunners, the clock begins to roll again. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first half. And a long pass to the corner for Holbrook. Dangerous pass at any rate. Was a little bit too tall for Greg Perkins, ladies, and they're going to lose it out of bounds. Well, Greg you see some frustration right there. Team down by 17 in the second quarter. Sydney Stahl turnaround, no good near the paint. I think Holly Casimiro just got away with it. A travel or a double dribble. I don't know which one, but she knew it. And Mackenzie Coolish almost another Sholo steal. Just a quarter of a step behind on it. Outside Aberly, swing it left side, and a left-handed jump shot from the baseline. Will bounce around for Holly Casimiro, and Casimiro's got her first points of the night. 96 seconds remaining in the first half. And a side-spinning three-point basket good for Jordan Boyce. She gets an interesting little side spin on her release. Effective right there. The shot goes in. And look at the Cougars. 32-14 in front. Now they've hit 3 three-pointers in the second quarter. And a loose ball. I think that was a blocked shot by Aubrey Wilson. And after the loose ball pickup for the Cougars, they take a full timeout. So we'll take us a timeout as well with a minute 13 remaining in the first half of our first game of the doubleheader. The girls varsity game, 32-14, Sholo in front. Back in a moment with more Northland Basketball presented by the Sports Zone.
What's better than a Starbucks pumpkin spice latte? 16 grandes paid for by Cellular One. Use your Cellular One talk, text, or data to enter our Winter Wednesday drawing. Every Wednesday this September, 23 lucky Cellular One customers will win a $100 Starbucks gift card. Stay connected with loved ones, and maybe you will be enjoying coffee on us this week. Check out Cellular One's Facebook and Instagram page for details. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 and over and September 30th. Visit our website for full rules. No purchase necessary. Ends 9/30/23.
Resume our coverage of Northland basketball here at the Sports Zone. Holbrook will come out of the timeout, the Sholo timeout, with a full court press. The Cougars break that, and Raquel Wilson with a shot. It's no good. Tipped around, and Raquel got a hand on it, knocked it out of bounds. Back to the Roadrunners with exactly 1 minute remaining in the second quarter. Northland basketball presented by the Sports Zone, and coming out to halftime. At halftime, it's the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime report. Trouble for Holbrook getting it across, and a bad pass will be picked up by Jordan Boyce. Look at the nice wraparound bounce pass with the left hand by Aubrey Wilson to Jordan Boyce. Boyce gets the points, but Aubrey with the beautiful assist for Sholo. Holbrook will answer the other way. A good assist from Maya Francisco to Holly Casimiro, but I'm still delirious about that great pass by Aubrey Wilson, and she'll get a chance to shoot a three from the corner. She deserved to make that after that beautiful pass, didn't she? Shot no good inside. Sydney Stahl fighting for the rebound. Interesting. I'm going to disagree with the official here. I don't very often. You watch that nice pass. Finish with the left hand and give Jordan Boyce an easy basket with that beautiful Aubrey Wilson assist. Going to get a foul called on Holly Casimiro, and I might disagree on that whistle. Looked like Sydney was the one who really kind of came down on the defender, but maybe she stepped out and into Sydney. Maybe that's how that worked, and the official called that on Casimiro, and it puts Stahl at the line, and Sydney's first free throw try is off the mark. The second one will also be off the mark, and it's going to bounce around, knocked out of bounds by Sholo. Sholo's had a little trouble at the foul line in the quarter. The Cougars are 1 for 8 in the second quarter at the free throw line. Inbound, taken away by Aubrey Wilson. She's got great reach, and she vacuumed up that steal. And then we get a quick whistle and a foul, and that's the fifth foul of the game, fifth foul of the quarter, pardon me. Fifth foul of the quarter on Holbrook. That will send Shooter to the line for 2 shots. That is Nohea Aberle's second foul of the game. And the first point registered in this one by Aubrey Wilson at the free throw line. Second one good, 36-16. 15.7 seconds left in the first half. Inbound. Holbrook having trouble diagnosing the Sholo press, but they do get it across eventually. And a beautiful bounce pass from Real Yazi to Holly Casimiro. Casimiro taking advantage of a couple of great passes from her teammates. And at the buzzer, Sholo worked it up the floor and had a shot attempt. Raquel Wilson unable to make it, and the two Wilson sisters with big smiles on their faces as they head to the locker room. And why not? Why not? They lead by 18. They've doubled up the Roadrunners after a first half completed here at Hatch Toyota Arena. So while the teams retire for a halftime discussion, we will as well. And we'll be back in a moment with the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint halftime report. So stand by for it. This is Northland Basketball. It's presented by the Sports Zone. Our score, Sholo 36, Holbrook 18. Back in a moment.
If there's one player on the field that outperforms the rest, it's Perkins Cinders. Like any all-star, they put in the hard work by sourcing, sorting, and delivering all things dirt. Concrete materials, gravel, cinders, topsoil, mulch, and more. With over 5 decades of knowledge and expertise, manpower, and a whole lot of horsepower, Perkins Cinders will help you score that huge win with your project. Serving the entire White Mountains at PerkinsCindersInc.com. Get a load of this.
Don't settle for less on a gift when you can give way more for way less. The Hallmark Gold Crown store in Pine Top goes beyond having the perfect card. Exciting new lines were just released. Bourbon Barrel Foods out of Louisville, Kentucky features gourmet sauces, nuts, and seasonings. Jack Black's Men's Superior Skincare, be manly and clean. And for ladies, Pinkies Up, luxury teas, sugars, cups, and infusers. Open Monday through Saturday, the Hallmark is where smiles are made together.
Have you heard the big news? White Mountain Regional Medical Center in Springerville is bold in their approach to upgrade and improve your healthcare experience. Not only do they have professional, experienced providers that service a wellness clinic, laboratory and physical therapy services, and imaging and surgical services, they are also expanding their ER facility and capabilities. White Mountain Regional Medical Center strives to enhance the wellness of your community, one patient at a time.
The team at Beam & Will Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beam & Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beam & Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beam & Well Drilling.
Whoa! Did you see Cellular One's affordable connectivity plan now comes with a 100 gigabyte hotspot?
We can stream for days.
Yes, that's right. The Cellular One ACP plan now includes 100 gigabytes of LTE data. Use it as a hotspot every month in addition to unlimited data on your smartphone. Tribal land residents on government assistance programs can access the free ACP plan, including those enrolled in WIC, SNAP, Lifeline, Pell Grants, and Medicaid. Get your free ACP plan at any Cellular One store today. ACP is a government benefit program and customers must qualify. Some restrictions apply. Limited time only, non-transferable. Limited to one line per household.
What can you do for that special Valentine in your life? How about take them out for a romantic steak dinner at Cattleman's Steakhouse, followed by 2 movie tickets to the WME theaters. Then let them know their name is in the hat to win a Valentine adventure they will never forget. Premium VIP front row tickets to Blake Shelton live in concert with special guests Dustin Lynch and Emily Ann Roberts. And if it couldn't get any better, add $1,000 cash. Happy Valentine's Day. If you have a broken windshield, call the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint and treat your Valentine to steak dinner, the movies, and a shot at front row tickets to see Blake Shelton live in concert and $1,000 cash. Call today.
536-597 Mountain Mobile Auto Glass cash back.
Welcome to the Mountain Mobile Halftime. A complete first half breakdown of tonight's Sports Zone Radio Game of the Week broadcast. This is the Mountain Mobile Halftime.
Back in for our halftime breakdown, the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime reports. Part of this broadcast of Northland Basketball here at the Sports Zone. And at halftime, the Show Low Lady Cougars ranked number 1 in the state. 23-1 overall record. That record looks like it's on its way to standing. Look like they are on their way to a 24th win for the season, because they have a 36-18 lead right now at halftime over the Holbrook Roadrunners. The Roadrunners check in with an 8-16 overall record, and they are ranked number 23 in the state. But they have been hampered by injury. And tonight they've got Nohia Aberly playing with a braced-up quad. She is slowed by that injury, but still playing. And Dea Guerrero is a little under the weather as well, not feeling well, but she is playing. And so the Roadrunners, they've got their starters out there. You can't call them 100%, but I don't know if Greg Perkins has had a team at 100% at all this season at any point. So the team that's had so much success under Coach Perkins over the years, They have been snake bit by the injuries and illness and everything else this year. And, well, right now they are struggling. It's, again, 36-18. Sholo in front at halftime. But Sholo's going to do this to most anybody they play anyway. The Cougars don't often get themselves tangled up into very close games. They have just had a brilliant season at 23-1 right now. And Sholo's gotten most of their ladies into the act in the first half in scoring. In fact, amazingly, the two Wilson sisters, Raquel and Aubrey, account for just 2 points of the entire output for Sholo in the first half. They are led in scoring by Jordan Boyce with 8 points. Pair of ladies with 6 each. Mackenzie Coolish has 6, and Amberlyn Lindsay has 6 points. 5 points for Reese Perkins off that Sholo bench. Well done. The Sholo bench has contributed a lot tonight. Grace Moore has 4 points. Kelsey Romo with 3 points. Aubrey Wilson, 2 points, and Madison Dazen has 2 points as well. Raquel Wilson has not gotten in any scoring yet in the game, and everybody on that Sholo team has gotten a fair amount of playing time in the first half of this one. For the Roadrunners, they are led by Holly Casimiro. She got busy in the second quarter, scored all 6 of her points in that quarter, and her teammate, Maya Francisco, has 5 points, and she scored all of that in the second quarter as well. For Holbrook, Nohia Aberly has 4 points, and Dea Guerrero has 3 points. That's 7 for those two ladies, accounted for all the Holbrook points in the first quarter. And that right there is going to wrap up the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass halftime reports. We'll be back with the second half in a few moments as you continue to look at replays and highlights from the first half. There's a Mackenzie Coolish bucket. Sholo more action right here as they'll end up throwing that one out of bounds. You continue watching those highlights, folks. And for those listening on radio, thanks for being here as well as you listen on Mix 98. We'll be back in a few moments to start the second half of this broadcast of Northland Basketball, presented by the Sports Zone. Back after this.
What can you do for that special Valentine in your life? How about take them out for a romantic steak dinner at Cattleman's Steakhouse, followed by 2 movie tickets to the WME theaters. Then let them know their name is in the hat to win a Valentine adventure they will never forget. Premium VIP front row tickets to Blake Shelton live in concert with special guests Dustin Lynch and Emily Ann Roberts. And if it couldn't get any better, add $1,000 cash. Happy Valentine's Day. If you have a broken windshield, call the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint and treat your Valentine to steak dinner, the movies, and a shot at front row tickets to see Blake Shelton live in concert and $1,000 cash. Call today.
536-597 Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Cash back to you.
Laughs can be like people, a little fun and a little unique. Who doesn't love a good guffaw? And the snort? That will always be a classic. Then there's the wheeze. Nothing like the imitation of a dying vacuum cleaner to make your day. The Furniture Gallery is committed to helping you find what makes you, you. Not only will they match your style, they will do it with your budget in mind. The Furniture Gallery, located in Snowflake, will help make your house into a home. And they'll do whatever it takes to make you a customer for life.
The team at Beam and Will Drilling is like a great football team. They work hard, they work as a team, and they play to win. Their reputation is second to none, and they proudly call the White Mountains their home, even though they complete projects throughout the entire southwestern United States and beyond. No project is too big or too small for Beam and Well Drilling, so when the time comes for you to punch a hole in the ground, remember the White Mountains' top well drilling team, Beam and Well Drilling. Call anytime, 928-205-7647. Go deep with Beam and Well Drilling.
Back in at Sholo High School. This is Hatch Toyota Arena, home of the Cougars. This is Sholo Cougars basketball, part of our presentation of Northland Basketball here at the Sports Zone. Welcome back in, everybody. I'm Floyd Simmons, getting ready to get the second half underway. The Sholo Cougars in front, 36-18, leading the Holbrook Lady Roadrunners in this girls matchup. This game features number 1, Sholo, versus number 23, Holbrook. And then coming up a little later, you've got 2 highly ranked boys teams. How about this matchup here tonight in the 3A East? And it does mean a lot tonight, I can promise you that. Sholo checks in at number 9 in the state. And the Holbrook Roadrunners are number 5, and they've got very even records in games that the AIA counts for the rankings. Sholo is 11-3, Holbrook is 10-4 as we come into this game. So that Holbrook Sholo boys varsity game coming up, second half of our doubleheader. Boy, that promises to be a dogfight here at the arena, and we'll bring that to you coming up. Look at that defense. Look at the takeaway by Raquel Wilson, and she opens up the second half scoring as we bring you back in to Northland Basketball, presented by the Sports Zone. That's first points of the night for Raquel. Now only 3 ladies on the Sholo roster have not scored yet in this one. Tatum Moore, Jaylee Boyce, Sydney Stahl have yet to score their first points of the game. Something tells me they're going to get a lot of playing time, and we'll probably see them in the scoring column. Sholo's got their original 5 starters on the floor right now, including Amberlyn Lindsay, whose jump shot there no good. Amberlyn, along with Mackenzie Coolish, Grace Moore, and the 2 Wilson sisters, Aubrey and Raquel, on the floor for Sholo right now. Holbrook about to make their first sub in, and that's going to happen right now. Let me check the starters for the second half of the Roadrunners. Holly Casimiro out there. Also, Kailia Chi starting the second half. Nohia Aberly about to throw one in. Rael Yazi on the floor as well. Holbrook has Bailey Williams there in the lineup and Elena Yazi. And now just checking in for the Roadrunners. Just in off the bench is, well, I believe that was Elena Yazi that just came in, if I'm not mistaken, for the Roadrunners. She replaced Kailia Chi, who checked out. Runner on the baseline for Coolish is no good. It tips around and goes out of bounds, and was last touched by the Roadrunners. Rael Yazi got a hand on it. Also now into the game is Maya Francisco. She replaces Holbrook's Bailey Williams. Bailey coming off the floor. Bailey might be dinged up a little bit. 38-18, back to a 20-point Holbrook lead. That's been their largest lead of the game, if my recollection is accurate. Baseline runner, no good for Raquel Wilson. It gets tipped out of bounds, and I think Raquel got a fingertip on it, knocked it out of bounds. So back into the action here with 6:18 on the clock in the third period, and a Nohia Aberly pass is picked off by Aubrey Wilson, and then Aberly, setting up on defense, kicked the dribble out of bounds. The Raquel Wilson dribble knocked it out of bounds. So they'll reset. Inbound on the way for the Cougars. Boy, nice job, Grace Moore. And then a little touch pass to Amberlyn Lindsay. Didn't make the shot, but it just shows you Holbrook's chemistry, Sholo's chemistry, and it's the way that they do things almost telepathically with each other. Just kind of know where each other is on the floor. That's going to make them so tough in the postseason, isn't it? Wilson at the line, and Raquel hits the first free throw. And the second. Raquel's got 4 points now. And we're about 2 minutes into the second half of this one. Inbound, Elena Yazi up the floor to Holly Casimiro, and her pass is going to be tipped away and almost taken away by Mackenzie Coolish. Back out on top for 3, and that's Aberly for the long shot. No good there. Long pass for Sholo to Amberlyn Lindsay. Can't make that attempt. And the Roadrunners will come away with it momentarily. Maya Francisco, long pass, intercepted by Grace Moore. That's Sholo defense. So tough. Oh, nice job. Aubrey Wilson on the baseline has her shot rejected by Rael Yazi with the block shot. Rael's got it at the top of the key. Dribbles around the defense to the right side. A nice shot high off the glass for Rael. Count that for Holbrook, who trails by 20 right now. A 22-point lead before that basket. Sholo's biggest of the game. And the Cougars spend their second timeout of the game just now with 5:07 on the clock in the third quarter. So we'll grab us a timeout. Sports fans, you're listening to and watching Northland Basketball right here at the Sports Zone.
When exactness is ordered, Hatch Concrete will deliver. We provide ready-mix concrete for any size job, from the do-it-yourself project to the professional construction project, delivering a variety of aggregate to suit your concrete or construction needs from granite to cinders. Hatch Concrete is not just another ready-mix concrete company. We provide quality surface, quality concrete, concrete pumping, and Fox blocks where quality is not just a name, but a tradition. At Hatch Concrete, this mud's for you.
Big thank you to Hatch Concrete and all of our sponsoring partners of Northland Basketball. That includes Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, locations in Sholo, Pine Top, and Heber Overgard. And thank you to Holbrook Family Dentistry. They serve that I-40 area, Holbrook and Winslow. They serve that region north of Interstate 40, the Navajo Nation. Many of their customers satisfied with the great service provided by the dentists and their staff at Holbrook Family Dentistry. Why not find out what they can do for you? .455 on the clock in the second quarter. Nice drive and dish. The assist to Raquel Wilson, and Sydney Stahl gets her first points of the game. Sydney now with that bucket means that Sholo's only got 2 ladies on the entire roster that haven't scored in the game yet today. Aubrey Wilson goes up high to get a rebound off a Holbrook miss. Sholo back in control. Back to their biggest lead of the game, 22 points. Wilson with the lob to her sister near the paint, and a dribble inside for a 24-point lead after Aubrey Wilson makes good on that pass from her sister. Give the assist to Raquel, and we've got 4:10 remaining third quarter. 44-20, Sholo in front of Holbrook. The girls' varsity game. Swinging around right side for a 3, Holly Casimiro. Couldn't make it. Lindsay, the Sholo rebound. Raquel Wilson up the floor. Mackenzie Kulish with the quick catch and release under the basket to make the shot. Kulish gets it. Holbrook has to call a timeout. They're running out of timeouts. Down by 26 right now, 46-20 our score with 3:49 remaining in the third quarter. We'll stay right here during this timeout, Northland Basketball fans, and let you know about a couple of things. First of all, we have a next broadcast of Northland Basketball tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we'll be at Snowflake High School. Snowflake hosts the Chinle Wildcats. Great intra-region, or inter-region, not intra, but inter, right? Inter-regional matchup. Tomorrow night, can't wait to bring it to you from Lobo Gymnasium as the Chinle Wildcats make a trip to the White Mountains. We'll have that coverage for you here at the Sports Zone. That's our broadcast tomorrow night. Girls start at 6 p.m. Boys follow that. Then on Friday evening, we'll be at the Wildcat Den. We'll see Chinle again. The Wildcats host Monument Valley on Friday night. We'll have that coverage for you here at the Sports Zone. As Raquel Wilson intercepts a pass. Boy, that is a bit telegraphed, and Raquel Wilson has the sensibilities of a defensive back in football. She is so good, but that's a lot of these girls on the Sholo team. They're so good. As you watch Holly Casimiro hit a much-needed big 3 for Sholo in the corner, they need a bunch of those. Down by 25 right now, that 28-point lead before the shot there. Sholo's biggest of the game. Jaylee Boyce is checked in along with sister Jordan Boyce. Little pick and roll action between the sisters, and Jaylee lost the handle for a moment. Sydney Stahl's shot no good, and then Sydney hits the ground pretty hard afterward. And there was a jump ball called. Sydney Stahl, Jaylee Boyce, Jordan Boyce, Raquel Wilson, Aubrey Wilson on the floor right now for Sholo. Jordan looking. And her pass is tipped and controlled by Aubrey Wilson. Good athletic play by Aubrey. So I mentioned that Friday we will be at Chinle High School, Chinle versus Monument Valley, and then Saturday we are scheduled to go to Page. Sand Devils host the Alchese Falcons, and as of right now, it's looking like, with snow in the forecast, it is looking like that game on Saturday will be varsity only. Page and Alchese, they are discussing the possibility of not having the JV and freshman games. And it's also an early start. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's a 2:30 start on Saturday. Does that seem right for the early game? 2:30? So you take a look at Raquel Wilson after a whistle. And the first Holbrook foul of the second half. J-Lee boys, the inbound pass to Raquel Wilson. Does that seem right, Derek, that our Saturday broadcast at Page, the first game is at 2:30? Yes, we got saying yes. You didn't see it on the camera, did you guys? Holly Casimiro step back with it. Holbrook in control of the basketball at the moment. That runner is no good for Francisco, but Holbrook is there to get the rebound. Linnea Smith keeps it alive for a moment. Holbrook with Sammy Thomas into the game now. Also out there is Kailia Chi for the Roadrunners, and Coach Perkins is starting to give his bench more and more playing time here as the game progresses, and hope for the Roadrunners starts to wane a little bit, down by 25 right here with the minute 55 left in the third quarter. There's a big launch from three. It's no good for the Roadrunners. There's contact, and there'll be a foul underneath, and looks like Sydney Stahl is, boy, that's the second time in just a couple of moments that she has hit the ground pretty hard. And Sydney is real slow in getting up. She does, though. Get back up off the floor. There's that contact, and it's a clear foul, and the third of the game on Francisco. Radio fans are listening to this broadcast on Mix 98 KRFM Sholo, the broadcast home of Northland Basketball across the White Mountains. And the home of Sports Zone Radio. Going to get a carry on Sholo. Coolish trying to go around the right side. Gets called for that, and to be honest with you, kind of a rare turnover for Sholo. They haven't turned the ball over a lot. Certainly haven't had a lot of unforced turnovers in the game. Protected the ball pretty well, and you do that, you get a 25-point lead. Holbrook will throw it away. The Roadrunners can't say the same for Holbrook in this game. They have been guilty a lot today of mishandling the basketball. We got a minute 31 remaining in the third quarter. 48-23, Sholo in front, and the Cougars have the basketball. They brought Reese Perkins back into the game. Also, Madison Dazen is in the Sholo lineup. Jordan Boyce has it. Delivers to Reese Perkins at the top. She'll drop a pass off inside to Grace Moore. Nice turn to the basket. High off the glass for a good shot. Grace Moore delivering for Sholo. Great post move. And the Roadrunners having trouble getting it across. They're going to get the 10-second call. Nope, timeout. Timeout instead from the sideline. Coach Perkins has to spend, he might have one more remaining after this. It's a full timeout taken by Coach Perkins and staff. We'll grab a timeout with a minute 3 remaining right here in the third quarter. And Sholo in front by 27. Stand by Northland Basketball right here at the Sports Zone.
What's better than a Starbucks pumpkin spice latte? 16 grandes paid for by Cellular One. Use your Cellular One talk, text, or data to enter our Winter Wednesday drawing. Every Wednesday this September, 23 lucky Cellular One customers will win a $100 Starbucks gift card. Stay connected with loved ones, and maybe you will be enjoying coffee on us this week. Check out Cellular One's Facebook and Instagram page for details. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 and over. Ends September 30th. Visit our website for full rules. No purchase necessary. Ends 9/30/23.
A minute 3 remaining, third quarter. Back to our courtside location at Hatch Toyota Arena. And a stolen pass again. Mackenzie Coolish takes it away. Nice delivery in the paint. The assist by McKenzie. The basket for Reese Perkins. I got to tell you, I get a little excited when somebody throws a great pass, when they set their teammate up. And Reese Perkins had an easy basket after that. Fantastic. I was going to try and dribble with it. Did you guys catch that? Get a replay of that? I was going to try and go, crossover, but I had my headset on. It was attached by cables. I did. Nice table save, though, by yours truly. Gonna get a whistle. And a foul. And it's Jaylee Boyce picking up foul number 2 on her night for Sholo. First team foul. That was the very first team foul in the third quarter on the Cougars. Holbrook has 2 fouls. Not going to matter because we only have now 15 seconds remaining in the quarter. And Madison Dazen disrupts a pass. Mackenzie Coolish dives and recovers the loose ball. And then Holbrook commits a foul. It's the 4th of the game, I believe, on Maya Francisco. It is. That's Maya's 4th foul for the Roadrunners. Here comes Kelsey Romo in for Sholo. 11 seconds remain in the quarter. Kelsey brings it across. 5 seconds to the corner. And Reese Perkins throws one up. Didn't make it. Madison Dazen had a little chance there at the buzzer. Couldn't make her shot either. And that's how the quarter comes to an end. The 4th period on the way. And a huge lead, 29-point lead right now for the Show Low Lady Cougars, ranked number 1 in the state, and I think you're seeing why right now. The 4th quarter is next. Stand by for more Northland basketball right here at the Sports Zone.
Every home has a story to tell, and your furniture sets the stage. From classic to contemporary, farmhouse to European, the Furniture Gallery will match your taste with the perfect centerpiece or accent. Make each room in your home a place to gather, connect, and create lasting memories. The Furniture Gallery doesn't just sell furniture. They deliver comfort, quality, and unparalleled customer service. The Furniture Gallery, located in Snowflake, helps make a house a home, and they'll do whatever it takes to make you a customer for life.
What's better than a Starbucks pumpkin spice latte? 16 grandes paid for by Cellular One. Use your Cellular One talk, text, or data to enter our Winter Wednesday drawing. Every Wednesday this September, 23 lucky Cellular One customers will win a $100 Starbucks gift card. Stay connected with loved ones, and maybe you will be enjoying coffee on us this week. Check out Cellular One's Facebook and Instagram page for details. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 18 and over and September 30th. Visit our website for full rules. No purchase necessary. Ends 9/30/23.
From the timeout, the Roadrunners have the basketball, and then they're going to deliver it out of bounds to Coach Perkins. They threw a nice pass to Coach Perkins, but he's unfortunately not qualified to handle the basketball after that, so that's a Holbrook turnover. Reese Perkins dribbles in, stops just outside the free throw line. Back outside, Jaylee Boyce. Here is Madison Dazen. Those 3 ladies joined by Grace Moore and Kelsey Romo in the Sholo lineup as we start the 4th quarter. Nice backdoor cut. Beautiful high post pass and assist from Grace Moore to Jaylee Boyce. And again, more of that exemplary Sholo play, the stuff that makes them so good. You can tell they have been playing together for so long, working together for so long, and Coach Christy Francis has them dialed in as they get a rebound off a miss from Sholo from Holbrook. The 3-point basket no good. Madison Dazen, the rebound. Kelsey Romo brings it across. Kelsey hands off to Reese Perkins. Inside, Grace Moore gonna muscle her way down, and she beats Casimiro to the low blocks. And that shot's up and good. Grace Moore has 4 points now for Sholo. No, 8 points. Sorry about that. Grace has 8. 2 other teammates have 8 points. Mackenzie Coolish with 8 points and Jordan Boyce with 8. Those are your leading scorers for the Sholo Cougars. So we get a foul, the first of the game on Reese Perkins. And the first foul of the quarter as we rejoin this broadcast. Sholo taking on Holbrook. Thanks for joining us, everybody, for this broadcast coverage of Northland Basketball at the Sports Zone. My name is Floyd Simmons, and Inside it goes for Sholo. Elena Yazzie. That's not Elena. That's Bailey Williams trying to get to the basket. Bailey fouled by Grace Moore. That's 3 in the game on Grace. And like clockwork, Coach is going to get Grace out of the game. Coach Francis is, boy, her rotations are, she's got them just regimented. And I take it back, it wasn't Grace going out. It's Tatum Moore coming in. She actually replaced Jaylee Boyce. And Tatum, by the way, is the lone remaining player on the team for Sholo that hasn't scored in today's game. As you watch both foul shots, good for Holly Casimiro. So let's, are we all pulling for, in this final 5 minutes, are we pulling for Tatum Moore to get a bucket? Get into the scoring for this Sholo team? I think we are, right? Ball up on the right angle. Romo has it to Grace Moore, and she's going to feed the cutter down the right lane. Cutting to the basket was Reese Perkins. Reese unable to make the shot. And then a whistle and a Sholo foul, and that's going to be Madison Dazen. Dazen with 2 fouls in the game now. Inbound for the Roadrunners. Up the floor, Williams has it, high post. Going to swing it around left side for a Casimiro 3, and Holly connects on that one. That beautiful left-handed release out there, and she's got all 5 fourth quarter points for the Roadrunners. She leads them in scoring with 14 points overall, and she's hit a couple of threes in this game. But the Roadrunners have been anemic, to say the least, here in the second half of this one. As you watch the outside jumper, no good for Sholo. Rebound for the Roadrunners, Linnea Smith, and she is tied up, jump ball. And that will be Sholo's basketball. So the Roadrunners have hit a grand total of 3 field goals in the second half. 2 of those have been threes, and both of those were made by Casimiro. The only other field goal belongs to Rael Yazzie. That came back in the third quarter. Sholo's defense has been superb. Working inside, Madison Dazen with some good bench points right there for the Cougars. I'm looking for somebody to throw a nice pass to Tatum Moore. Tatum's out there on the floor right now. We want to get her in the scoring column. The last remaining Lady Cougar without any points in the game today. Rebound, Dazen. Nice catch on a pass toward half court. Everything goes right for Sholo today, doesn't it? They're just executing everything. Here's a 3 on the way, and that's Kelsey Romo. Romo knocking her down out there. That's the second 3 of the game for Kelsey. 2:45 remaining. Williams for Holbrook at the top, and a 3 on the way from the left angle. The shot was no good for Linnea Smith. Grace Moore rebound up the floor, and the shot is good for Reese Perkins. Perkins able to get that. Reese has 9 points in the game. That's good enough to take over the scoring lead for Sholo here in this one. And there's a Williams pass that's knocked away by Madison Dazen, but Dazen picks up her 3rd foul of the game on that. And it looks like 5 new faces coming out for Sholo, and that means Tatum Moore is going to leave. And unfortunately, Tatum is not going to get that chance at that bucket, I don't think, with 2:01 remaining in this one. Tatum and Grace right there, sisters. That's Dave Moore, their dad, there with the coaching staff for Sholo. Dave gave credit to his wife. I talked about Grace's post moves, how good she's gotten playing around the basket. And I asked him if he was the guy that gets the credit, and Dave said, no, that belongs to his wife. She is the one better at teaching that. So she must have been herself. I don't know, Mom, but she must have been a fantastic basketball player in her own right. Raquel Wilson adds to her personal point total. She's got 8 points here in the game after the make right there. We've got 1:15 remaining. Francisco now. Bailey Williams. Hand check in the paint, and she is fouled. And it's Amberlyn Lindsay stepping out to help defense pick up her 3rd foul of the game. Stop the clock for just a moment. For 2 shots. That was the 5th foul on the Cougars. Holbrook has not been whistled once in the 4th quarter. That's foul number 5 on Sholo. So 2 shots right here for Bailey Williams. Bailey, the first player for Holbrook not named Holly Casimiro to score in the 4th quarter. She made the foul shot. She'll get another one right here. Hey, I know that coach right there. Troy Cook, former Sholo Cougars boys head coach. Great guy. And here come the Cougars on the drive, and there is a pass that's broken up by Holbrook's defense. 43 seconds left in this one. Immediately following the game, we'll speak to our Sports Zone player of the game, brought to you by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. There is a Raquel Wilson steal. Raquel drives and finishes. Yeah, that's Raquel's game right there, and she's got 10 points. First lady for the Cougars to get into double figures. She surpasses Jordan Boyce for the scoring lead in the game. At least for Sholo. A nice little shot underneath. Linnea Smith gets that one. 5 seconds left. Time to announce the Sports Zone's player of the game, presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center, as Sholo dribbles out the final seconds. And our player of the game is Jordan Boyce. Jordan Boyce will pick up the Sports Zone's player of the game and get that coveted player of the game t-shirt here in just a moment. We'll talk to Christy Francis, the head coach, as well. Jordan Boyce flashing great defense throughout this one. And for much of the game was the leading scorer for the team. Surpassed in the final moments by Raquel Wilson with 10 points, Reese Perkins with 9, and then Jordan had 8. Mackenzie Coolish, 8 points. Grace Moore, 8 points. How about the distribution? How about the sharing of all of that, the scoring out there? Kelsey Romo, 6 points in the game today for Sholo. Yeah, 4 points for Madison Dazen, 4 points for Aubrey Wilson, 2 points for Sydney Stahl, 2 points in the game for Jaylee Boyce as well. What a night for Sholo. They get their 24th win of the season, now overall 24-1, and hang on to the top ranking in the state. Number 1 ranked Sholo Lady Cougars. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Good. Hey, we're back, everybody. It's in the books. Final score in this girls matchup, Sholo 67 and Holbrook 31. The Sholo Lady Cougars get their 24th win of the season. And we're about to speak to the Sports Zone's player of the game, presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. And that player of the game joins us now, Jordan Boyce. Hey, Jordan.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good win for you and the ladies, and it was really from the very beginning. You built an early lead and just kept building on that. Tell me about the success. What did it take tonight for your team to succeed?
I think we really worked together and we passed the ball really well. And our defense was phenomenal. And we worked well together tonight. So
I thought defense was the big key. I mean, over and over and over, you forced Holbrook into mistakes, takeaways by your team, your defense, and it was everybody. You right there in the thick of it. This team right here, if you play like that, is there anything you can't do?
I don't think so. I think we're doing really well.
Yeah. You were on this team. You were on that roster for the championship game last year. What was that like?
It was awesome. It was an awesome feeling. It was really cool coming in as a freshman and seeing how good they did and stuff. It was really cool.
Is there some unfinished business for you and this team?
Yeah. I think we should go all the way.
Well, you've got some time to continue to dial in your game. And this was a great one out there tonight. I want to congratulate you for the effort.
Thank you.
And for the victory tonight, okay?
Thank you.
All right, there's Jordan Boyce, the Sports Zone's player of the game, on a 67-31 night tonight. Victory for the Sholo Cougars. And our Sports Zone player of the game is presented by White Mountain Regional Medical Center. And now joining us for a wrap-up on the girls' varsity victory for Sholo. The girls beat Holbrook 67-31 tonight at Hatch Toyota Arena. Head coach Christy Francis joins us. Coach Francis, welcome in. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Another win, another notch in the belts.
Yeah.
for the team.
It's kind of unbelievable that we have 24 wins.
Pretty amazing.
So proud of these girls.
Pretty amazing. A 30-win season is within your grasp.
Yeah, it better be. That's the expectation, right? We have some goals, and we're trying really hard to reach those goals. Oh, good. I was hoping you had a shirt for.
Coach, your defense tonight, you've watched all of your 24 wins. I haven't seen them all, but this was the best I've seen your defense play. It was almost perfect, it seemed, out there.
I thought the defense worked really hard. We rotated better. We talked about some things that we needed to tweak in that press, and I thought we did a good job of doing that. I also thought offensively it was one of our most unselfish nights, and it was really nice to see. I don't have any idea if Aubrey scored or how many points she had, but I tell you what, it's one of her best games because she made a lot of really great passes.
Yeah, no doubt. We talked about that a lot, Coach, and I got to tell you, it's one of my favorite things is to get to see the distribution and watch a beautiful pass unfold. And Aubrey had a number of assists. She scored 4 points, but she set your team up for a lot more than that.
She sees the floor really, really well, and I think that if she's not putting too much pressure on herself to score points, she's probably one of our absolute best offensive players we have on the floor.
Yeah, no doubt. And a solid team. Everybody, all but one person, got into the scoring column
out
out there.
All right, good. We try really hard.
I thought Tatum was going to get points there at the end, but it's so well distributed. Listen to these numbers, Coach. Your leading scorer was Raquel Wilson, 10 points, and then Reese Perkins off your bench with 9 points.
Sweet.
And then you had 3 ladies that scored 8 points each. Okay, Jordan Boyce had 8, Mackenzie Coolish had 8, Grace Moore had 8. Then a couple of ladies with 6. That would be Amberlyn Lindsay and Kelsey Roma.
And that's beautiful.
You just spread it out so well. Everybody getting involved tonight.
And, we try really hard to make sure, I play everybody when I can. And so it's nice to see them rewarded with getting in the scoring column. Also, man, Grace Moore, what a game tonight, right? A lot of confidence getting the ball down there on the block, just kind of going to work. And I'm going to be very honest with you, sir. I hope all of this carries over to Friday because we got a big one coming up.
Big one, yep, you betcha. Well, Coach, congratulations on
Thank you so much.
Win number 24 and the top-ranked team
let's
in the
go.
state. All
Thank you so much.
Good job, Coach. Coach Christy Francis right there. Final score again, 67-31. Sholo has defeated the Holbrook Roadrunners in a 3A East region matchup. Sholo at the top of the region, as well as the top of the rankings in the state of Arizona. And that's going to wrap up the girls' broadcast, everybody. I want to thank you for joining us and invite you to look for the broadcast of our next game. The boys' game coming up in a moment. We'll end this broadcast and start a new one for the boys' game. So look for that, refresh the browser, all that kind of stuff. And subscribe, would you? Hit the subscribe button on our broadcast of Northland Basketball on YouTube and like our Facebook page. For the entire crew, Derek Simmons, David Simmons, Sean Ulestad, I'm Floyd Simmons, congratulating Sholo on their victory tonight here at home over the Holbrook Roadrunners. And do join us for that boys' game in a moment. More Northland Basketball straight ahead right here at the Sports Zone. Stand by for it.